When most 4-year-olds spend a day at the beach or a lake with mom and dad, they paddle around the edge where the water is warm or play in the sand. But not Kim de Macedo. At age 4, this little dynamo from Shawnigan Lake was learning to water ski. Where others have taken days, weeks, years, or never got past that first stage of just getting up, Kim had mastered skills on 2 skis and was skimming around on 1. Coached by her father, Colin, she trained with lake locals like Colin Shampoo and Curtis Kowaliak, as well as Dick Horwood and Brian Anderson. Kim's birthday is in midsummer, but on her 8th birthday, instead of a party, a movie, or sleepover with her girlfriends, she went to a water ski meet at her first competition. Starting off in the under-12 division at Island Meets in Cowichan and Sprout Lakes, she started bringing home awards. At the 1983 Junior National Championships, Kim placed 3rd overall after just celebrating her 11th birthday. The following year, Kim won the 1984 Junior Girls titles at both the BCs and the Western Canadian Championships. Colin was one proud dad when she set a new Northwest slalom record. Kim was one of the 5 BC team members flying off to the Junior Nationals competition in Sherbrooke, Quebec, where Kim took 1st in the slalom and 2nd in tricks to earn her 1st Canadian overall championship. Those victories gained her a place in the BC team at the Canada Games in New Brunswick, where she won golds in both the slalom and trick events. She was still just a kid who was quite embarrassed by it all. But give her the end of a ski rope and she'd dazzle you with an unbelievable display that made her the #1 junior skier in Canada. The making of this champion was truly a family affair, and a very dedicated family at that. Her accomplishments have been homegrown thus far, backed by Colin's coaching, sister Kelly judging, and brother Ryan in the towboat. Mother Grace handled the paperwork. From March through September, with the help of friends and various neighbors, they'd spend much of their time zipping around the lake, out in the water 3 to 6 times a day, every day of the week. It always meant an early wake-up call to get out and practice slalom runs when the water was calm, followed by daytime sessions of trick skiing. In the evenings, they worked on jumping, even though you can't compete in that aspect of the sport till you're 14. But by the time Kim was 14, at the 1986 Canadian Championships, she was more than ready. Her winning jump smashed the former Canadian record by 11.5 feet. A combined total gave Kim her 2nd Junior Girls overall Canadian title, plus plane tickets as one of the 4 Canadian team members going to that year's inaugural Junior World Competition in Italy. Kim was one of our 2 girls and 2 boys in the 24-country competition at Milan, where she placed 2nd in slalom, 3rd in jumping, and 6th overall. Through the winter, Kim was just a normal teenager at George Bonner School, although she did take on extra schoolwork to keep up with the classes she missed while she was away skiing. In 1987, Kim, now 15, stepped up a level, and things became tougher. The routine changed for the dedicated grade 10 student as she left the frigid early spring waters of Shawnigan Lake to train for 2 months in Florida before going on to the national team tryouts. There, she equaled the Canadian girls' slalom record and became part of the Canadian team that went on to win the World Junior Championship in Sherbrooke, Quebec. Kim's contribution included winning the slalom and finishing 2nd in the jumping event. She also laid claim to titles at the Westerns and at the Nationals in Nanaimo, where it was announced that she'd been selected to the 6-member Canadian water skiing team going to the Worlds in London. 1988 turned out to be her best to date. January saw Kim training in Florida for 6 weeks before departing to Melbourne, Australia for the Junior Worlds. After a week of training down under, she came through with another incredible performance, collecting a gold in slalom, silver in tricks, and bronze in jumping. That was good for 2nd place, and she was further rewarded with an invitation to the most prestigious of water skiing events, the Moomba Masters. There, competing against the very best seniors, the 15-year-old finished in 6th place. During the spring of a busy 1989 season, she was back training in Florida. At the Canadian trials, a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place finish saw her qualify for the national team. That meant a trip to the World Games in Karlsruhe, Germany, and there she left the field in her wake with 2 gold medals in jumping and tricks, along with a silver for the slalom. The Canadian team members then cruised the Autobahn to Berlin, passed the wall, and through the Brandenburg Gate into what was then East Germany, where the roads were a little different. The Friendship Games, where it didn't matter who won, were held in Feldberg, and Kim celebrated her 17th birthday there. Back home at the Nationals, she won all 3 events to take the Canadian girls title for the 2nd year in a row, as well as placing 2nd overall in the open category with silver medals in all 3 events. For the first time, she skied in a couple of professional events that year. After competing in the Women's Open at the World Championships in Miami, she was ranked 6th among the top skiers in the world, the youngest ever ranked competitor. In 1990, Kim turned pro, signing on to the tour. After training in Florida, she thought she'd enter half a dozen events in the United States. If she could keep her costs to $600 a stop, she figured she could come out ahead. Kim ended up in 8 pro competitions in the States and 1 in Canada. As the youngest on the tour, she found the traveling tough and didn't fancy living out of a suitcase, although she claimed she made a fair wage. That year would be her 5th season on the Canadian team, as they competed in the World Cup in France, the Austria Masters, Pan American Games in Mexico, and then came home to the Canadian competitions. On top of all this, Kim, by taking semester courses at Cowichan High School and doing her major subjects by correspondence, graduated with her classmates. At the Pan Ams, she nailed a 1st in the open slalom and a 5th in the jumps, but fell in the tricks to wind up 4th overall when the Canadians finished 2nd to the U.S. team. On to Austria, where she won the tricks event and finished 1st overall. Home at the Nationals in Manitoba, she took all 3 women's events and, of course, the overall gold medal. In open competition, a gold in tricks and silver in slalom also made her the Canadian Open all-round winner. However, she went to the USA Water Ski Championships, and placing 5th in the open jumping contest was worth a little cash in her pocket. The Worlds that year were in Austria, where Kim contributed to Canada's first ever team gold medal, and there she celebrated another birthday. An international pro water skiing classic was held at Edmonton in 1992, with Kim de Macedo, now ranked number 3 in the water ski world, as a featured performer. She didn't let them down. A gold medal in the slalom and the tricks, along with a bronze in the jumps, put the overall winner's cash in her purse. At the Pan Am Games in Bogota, Colombia, she won the overall competition, becoming the youngest person ever to do so. Then, back here in Canada, Kim won her 6th consecutive national championship and was named Athlete of the Month by the Sports Federation of Canada. Kim was a major force in the 1993 Canadian team that claimed the gold medal at the World Championships in Singapore. She won the gold medal in the women's jump event and placed 2nd overall. After landing a sensational 41.9-meter flight on her 3rd attempt, she watched as 2 top contenders attempted to beat her, but neither could. She later said that victory was her biggest and the most prized of all her accomplishments. Other notable performances that season included a 1st overall at the U.S. Open. For the next couple of seasons, Kim's water skiing was limited because she was at UVic studying health science and working on a degree in health information science. However, she came flying back to win the Canadian Women's Championship 3 more times, in 1997, 1998, and again in 1999, while working with the BC government and private industry. What an amazing record of competitive water skiing. From 1988 through 2000 in national and international competition, there have been 46 gold medals, 10 Canadian Championship titles, and 4 international championships. Tonight, another first for Kim. The Greater Victoria Sports Hall of Fame is very proud to welcome the first inductee in our brand new category of third wave or extreme sports. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim de Macedo.